I'd like to talk with you about the new design capabilities available with Azure Data Factory version 2. So if you're familiar with Data Factory, you're probably familiar with the first version of that came out. And to design anything with the first version of Data Factory meant that you had to write JSON. There were no visual tools to do any of this. And for a lot of people, it was really hard to get started in Azure Data Factory. It's a really powerful product, and it can do a lot, with data integration in the cloud. But for development and getting it up and running, it could be a little bit of a challenge. Well, with V2 that is currently in preview, there is some great new visual design tools available. And so all of the concepts that were available in the first version of Data Factory with your data sets and pipelines and activities, all of that is still there, but with some really neat GUI-driven design tools to build this, and it's really pretty nice. So yeah, to start with, defining your data sets. There's visual tools now for defining your data sets and connection strings, all available through the Azure portal. So this is how this is done. There's no client tool installation. This is all done through the portal. Once you've defined your data set, you can define a pipeline. And so once you have your pipeline defined, now you can add activities to that pipeline. And this can be done now with drag and drop type interface. So you can drag an activity out onto your workspace. You can write the logic for the conditions under which to fire the next action. And all of this is done through some really powerful visual tools. So the activities that are available right now are you can do things like invoking data lake analytics just through a drag and drop and some configuration. You can invoke Azure Machine Learning batch processing. So there are hooks in to do that with the visual tools. There are also tools in there for HD Insight loads, such as running Hive and Pig jobs. And then just recently they added a new activity for SSIS package execution, and so that's related to the ability we have now for executing SSIS packages from Azure Data Factory. And so there's tooling now, visual tooling, that allows you to run SSIS packages from Azure Data Factory. So it's really quite powerful. Another big improvement that came with the new visual tools is the ability to schedule pipelines, which is really pretty great. And so this is done through creating what's called a trigger. So that's the terminology in Data Factory. And if you've ever set up SQL Server agent schedules, the scheduling that's available with triggers will feel pretty familiar. So you do have a lot of flexibility for how often you want to run it, and for how long you want to run it, and retry logic and things like that. So it's really pretty powerful. So there's a lot of new stuff out there, and like I said, if you've only used the first version of Azure Data Factory and you've not seen the V2 with the visual tools, I highly encourage you to go take a look. If you'd like to learn more about the new capabilities of Azure Data Factory available with V2, please let us know. Or if you'd like to learn anything more about Azure Data Factory in general, please feel free to reach out.